Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going over my boy Self. He made another video. I had to do a reaction to it, and he talks about how strong is Gohan Beast. My video might be titled something different. My video might say, I, I, I might say, I think Gohan might be the strongest. I think Gohan might be the potential strongest character, or might be the strongest character. Or well, I might just do a video where I think Gohan is the strongest character. He could be.
Turn the entire movie.
No, I don't. We're gonna find out after we watch this video because we got to recap on some stuff, and then I'm gonna recap on top of the self recap and explain why I think what he's saying is right and logical, makes sense.
Into dirt, a guy who was dominating the entire universe and was basically nuking the strongest species in it with one finger, and could easily wave a hand and blow away giant planets and possibly even stars, getting the hands from a pissed off 5-year-old Gohan. Every overpowered fighter in the entire series was basically put together into one guy, then given 80 billion pounds of steroids and plot armor. And just as he had given 80 billion pounds of steroids and plot armor, and just as he was about to blast away the entire solar system, gets vaporized once again by a 9 through 11-year-old Gohan. As a reminder, this Gohan was younger than Goku, who still thought bullets from Bulma's handgun hurt. A guy who terrorized the universe and was slaying literal gods and galaxies, and had just defeated pretty much every main character that had trained for 7 years straight, getting bullied into oblivion by a 16 through 18-year-old Gohan. Then after doing nothing for basically years, does a little training with Piccolo and can fight god-level fighters who can punch away universes to save the multiverse. He has always been built different, and even a cocky guy like Vegeta, who only respected how strong you were at birth for the longest time, actually pretty much always gave Gohan his accolades and respect.
And for those who don't know, I might do a little here pausing here and there to explain stuff. A lot of people think Gohan was 10-year-old when he killed Cell, or a teenager when he killed Cell. Wrong! He was not 10 years old or a teenager. He was actually nine years old. Actually, I think I think he was 9 or 10 years old. This actually might be right. But last time I checked, 10-year-old and 9-year-old are not teenager. But a lot of people think he was a teenager when he killed Cell. He was not a teenager. He was only 9 or 10 years old. Is even applied if you even go look up on Google how old was Gohan when he fought Cell, and Google would literally say he's about 10 years old. 10 or 9. Tops. If it say something else, it's probably because somebody probably went on Wiki and changed his birth or some shit. But I digress. But he was literally 9 or 10 years old when he killed Cell. He was not a teenager. Now when he fought against Super Buu, he was a teenager because he was in high school. So yeah, that's Teen Gohan. They call him Mystic Gohan because he had gained a new power in a new form, and that's why they call him either Mystic or Ultimate Gohan. So back to the video.
Numerous times. In Dragon Ball Superhero, Gohan does this once again, but honestly on a level we have never seen before, in a fight that pretty much makes Gohan, Blanco, and Cell Dorado unironically canon. Yeah, I'm not joking. I wouldn't be surprised if Gohan Calvo, El Hermano, or some dude that looks like Shaggy stronger than Grand Priest shows up in the next Tournament of Power at this rate. Dude, like, anyway. This video, we will be going over everything we know about how strong this canon Gohan Blanco is, or as he is officially called, Gohan Beast. And yeah, that's his actual name, by the way. Gohan Beast. Just like with my last video on Black Frieza, this video will be more of a hypothesis on Gohan's power rather than objective fact. We will more than likely learn Gohan's pretty objective place on the pecking order in the next arc of Super, but for now, this video will be going over everything we know and have been told about and calculated all from there. Dragon Ball Superhero is an interesting movie for a few reasons, but I think one of the biggest things about it, it is literally huge fan service. And yes, this is relevant to power scaling. Most of the movie is built.
Okay, well, we're on a break from that. I do like how Gohan used special being canon because Piccolo was his teacher. I will say that.
We used to feel about Gohan, how Gohan can be the strongest warrior around and has shown to be stronger than Goku and Vegeta when he's in the groove, such as during the Cell games. This movie wants to call back to that, with both Piccolo and Pan wanting to see Gohan reach that level once again, while Goku and Vegeta are more or less not in the movie and more so just training in the background. The movie also takes place after the Granola arc, meaning yes, it takes place after Black Frieza, True Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, Gas, Granola, Moro, etc., as crazy as that sounds. This is due to the age of Goten and Trunks and the way the movie is promoted on the timeline, and while there are some conflicting reports of it...
Okay, I want to pause right here. Technically, this is wrong. This movie does not take place after the Granola over the Moro arc. I want to correct them on that. I'm sorry that... That's been confirmed by a lot of YouTubers that they never said what we know. They did. Somebody did say it does take place after it, but we don't know a specific time. And by the way, this is also technically wrong because I actually watched Geekdom, and Geekdom said that this movie technically came before the Granola and Moro arc. Well, no, it came before the Granola arc. It kind of took place after the Moro arc when Goku and Vegeta wasn't there, which makes sense because they were still on Beerus planet training before they went to Granola planet, which makes a lot of sense. And Akira Toriyama doesn't know how strong he made Goku and Vegeta, so he could just be on some Edge L shit, on smoking some purple and gas stuff. Because Vegeta and Goku are kind of OP right now. They trying to find somewhere to nerf Goku and Vegeta, which doesn't make any sense. They don't have to nerf them. They just got to be creative with coming with stronger villains. That's all they have to do. That's all they got to do. Why would you nerf your characters? You know, you can make OP characters. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is that they Akira Toriyama, the reason why I also think Gohan is strongest anyway, he's proven it time and time again. If he gets really, really mad enough, he can surpass his father anytime he wants to. He just chooses not to. Gohan's like that dude now where he's just laid back, chill, and he just want to study his bugs. You know? That's just who he is now. We can't change it. Nobody can change it, but Akira Toriyama can change it, unless he dies and his son takes over and tries to change it.
Talking about being after Frieza and Broly, there's also material that clearly references Moro and Granola as well as Goten and Trunks' ages that make it pretty hard to say it doesn't take place after these events. For this video, since the Dragon Ball anime stopped at Broly, we will be using a few elements from both the anime and the manga in our analysis here. The antagonist of this movie is the Red Ribbon Army and a scientist in particular named Dr. Hito, who can make super powerful androids like Jiro and capable of giving the Z Gang a hard time. Hito is even more capable than Jiro by far and can mimic all of these designs and then some on roids. He has been watching Goku and Gang for a while and even has been watching battles such as the Moro battle, Broly battle, and much more, and then makes androids called Gammas capable of facing down this threat as if they're some type of superhero and that all the Z fighters are villains they have to defeat. With some promotional material straight up saying the Gammas rival Goku and Vegeta in strength due to this. The Gammas rivaling Goku and Vegeta make 100% sense narratively speaking for a few reasons, but the first one is that the last big battle Hito...
Okay. This is a big problem, because I heard a lot of people talk about this too. They never clarify what version of Goku and Vegeta on how strong they really are. Like, for example, they didn't say Gamma 1 and 2 was stronger than Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego Vegeta. So I'm assuming when they say they're stronger, they're talking about their base forms, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't show. Because if he knew about the Moro arc and saw Goku in the Granola arc, this is why the movie doesn't make sense. Because this is one of the problems right here. If the Gamma 1 and 2 knew about Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego Vegeta, they would be 100 times more powerful than what they really are in this movie. Especially against Cell Max, which didn't even make any sense. Because if they did, Ultra Ego Vegeta would just sweep these guys. So will Goku. You see what I'm saying? Because their new forms they got are OP.
Watched was the Moro arc. Thus, he would make the Gamma strong enough to beat Goku and Vegeta from that arc. However, due to them getting stronger during Granola, Hito wouldn't account for this insane evolution, and they would end up as rivals in strength. As a
See? So that means this movie takes place right after Moro, not before Granola. Not after Granola. It takes place in the middle. That's the only sense it makes sense in.
Reminder, the last time Jiro watched Goku fight, he watched the Saiyan Saga battle. And he made androids that could clap Super Saiyan Goku after training for 3 years after Namek. So let that sit in. We'll let that sink in. While I'm personally not a fan of the Gammas being this strong, it is the point of the movie, and the androids have always just kind of done that. These dorky robots that are just as strong as the Z Fighters no matter what they do for no reason. And Piccolo himself even thinks the Gammas are Goku and Vegeta tier after fighting them. And he's a great combat analyst, much more than most characters at least, and has not only trained Gohan perfectly to near Goku's level in just a day or two in the Tournament of Power, but watch Goku fight Moro alongside Vegeta pretty extensively.
I just can't wait for them to animate the Moro and Granola arc, y'all. That is going to be sick.
Moro himself. He has also seen Goku fight Jiren and could sense the power level of Broly and still makes this statement. The second point of the Gammas is that they are clearly supposed to be the equivalent of Goku and Vegeta in the movie when the gang faces Cell Max. They have the same powers. The two of them grow stronger in battle just like the two of them do. And one Gamma even does a self-destruct.
But never mind, they said they want Gohan to go on a different path. I was about to say Gohan should get Super Saiyan God because he looks sick with red and blue.
Maneuver to help everyone get an advantage on Cell Max. I go over a lot more of these reasons in Gohan Beast vs. Gogeta Blue I did with Geekdom 101 and MJTV. You can check out in the description if you're actually interested. Anyway, for the most part, these Gammas are Goku and Vegeta, give or take. Piccolo then goes Orange Piccolo. Once again, I'm not making that up. He's called Orange Piccolo. And one-shots a Gamma.
Yeah,
Once again, not making that. He actually one-shots a Gamma that he thinks is a...
He literally one-shotted the Gamma. The guys that's supposed to be stronger than Goku. Now again, they could be stronger than Goku in their base form. They don't really clarify on this stuff, which makes it very hard for them to make this claim.
Strongest Goku and Vegeta, and not only that, but he does not retract his statement about them. He actually doubles down on his statement after doing that. That means this dude, Piccolo, thinks he could one-punch, like Saitama mode, Ultra Instinct Goku in the face, and then fold him like a Looney Tunes character, or at the very worst, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, which I honestly wouldn't be surprised about either, but you'd think Hito would account for the forms beyond Blue, and Piccolo would specify that he just meant blue and not the Omen forms or something. But if you need a lot of copium, just say they mean Blue Goku. I don't really care for whatever reason. Anyway, Cell Maxon comes in and not only can throw hands with this super orange Piccolo that could fold Goku and Vegeta, allegedly, but also the two Gammas that both rival them at the same time. The battle that then unfolds between Cell Max and all of these fighters is talked about in promotional material as, once again, and I'm not joking, the strongest battle in all of history. Even if you just mean battles we've seen released at the point of the movie, this would include UI Goku versus Jiren and Gogeta Blue versus Broly. This is apparently a higher level. After Orange Piccolo is defeated and plays up his defeat a bit for Gohan, Gohan gives one of the rawest transformations I've ever seen in fiction, period, and absolutely terminators Cell Max. Despite Cell Max being this top-tier powerhouse that Jiren and Broly would probably struggle with, even being generous if you think he's weaker than them for whatever reason, Cell Max can't even punch through Gohan's aura. That's right, he doesn't just tank the...
Yeah, that was crazy. Gohan actually tanks this man punch. He literally can't even get past Gohan's aura. Like his fist didn't even make it past the Divine Aura. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's GG's.
Attack with his body like Gogeta does versus Janemba. Gohan's aura is too strong for this dude to punch through. Meaning the difference between him and Cell Max is greater than Super Gogeta versus Janemba. And even when Cell Max condenses an energy blast as big as a continent, Gohan easily fodderizes it with a special beam cannon to the head.
And this is a screen feat too, because that blast was like the size of like Well, he just said a continent, and Gohan just shreds right through it.
Ends of the day, while Piccolo hypes up how Goku and Vegeta couldn't have done that, in which Gohan actually agrees. The promo material for Beast Gohan also explains that Gohan in this form will now become the strongest warrior after releasing his latent potential, and I'm not kidding when I say that the absolute amount of statements for this are just stacked. Here's one from Toriyama as well, where he basically just says, Gohan is stronger than anyone, or so it's said, but lately he hasn't really gotten a chance to shine. In order to motivate Gohan, it takes his revered teacher Piccolo rather than his father, Goku. And of course, this is just supposed to be the fact that Gohan is supposed to be able to be the strongest, and the movie is just sort of reestablishing that information or that level for him. Meaning, at the very least, even if you don't believe the Gammas and Cell Max are, Gohan Beast is absolutely putting Goku and Vegeta on a stretcher at probably the same time, just like Black Frieza did. The only counters really for this that people seem to think are counters are the fact that Cell Max's battle feels a lot like a weird Dragon Ball Heroes battle with Android 18, Krillin, and Fat Gotenks helping to hold off Cell Max for some reason. It's sort of just kind of like all the Z Fighters jumping Omega Shenron at the end, and for some reason Hercule can take a hit from Omega Shenron at full power and just be okay afterward. This is clearly just to have some heroes join the fight and lose and not to be taken super literal. Maybe sort of like base Goku coming in after God Vegeta came in and fought Broly. But if you want to take it literal, Cell Max is probably just decaying by this point on some Fusion Zamasu type beat after the Gammas fought him with Piccolo, and or isn't really using his full power, as he clearly uses more power later against Gohan Beast. The other denial point is that Toriyama said that if Cell Max was complete, he could beat Broly, implying Broly could beat him normally. The only problem with this is that Toriyama would be referencing a post-Gogeta movie Broly.
Yeah, he didn't. Toriyama didn't clarify which Broly he was talking about. I'm assuming he was talking about Broly that fought against Gogeta. But the Broly that's training with them now, I don't think he can beat that Broly.
A Broly from the actual Broly movie. Most people seem to think that Broly would not get stronger after fighting Gogeta, and I have zero idea why. We even see him clearly on Beerus's planet, and it's implied they've been training with him a few times. So no, Broly movie Gogeta still gets slammed, and the statements of Cell Max versus Gohan being the strongest battle we've ever seen can still be valid. Even if Broly in the background is stronger, we've just never seen how strong he actually is, other than the fact he's probably stronger than Cell Max, but that wouldn't apply to Broly movie Broly. Just this hypothetical trained Broly we haven't seen. I'd also say that Cell Max didn't try unleashing his max power once again until Gohan Beast did appear, and I think the visuals and techniques used are indicative of that, as well as the statements. This also helps the movie make more sense alongside the things like Krillin and etc. So, you know, when Cell gets scared or he starts getting beat up more, it's
Also, I like how Krillin states he's a superhuman in this movie. So they clarify that too, that Krillin is no normal human. He's a superhuman.
Eventually he either powered up or started just unleashing and rampaging all his power, sort of like Kefla did on Omen 2 Goku. The last one is that Piccolo says that without Gamma 2's sacrifice dropping Cell Max's power, they could have never won. This is not because Gohan Beast could not have beaten Cell Max, but because they never would have gotten the time to do so, and Piccolo never would have been able to restrain Cell Max or hold him off for long enough for Gohan to get hyped up and then transform when Piccolo was defeated. Nobody would have been able to fight him.
I'm not gonna lie, they show so much blood in this movie, dude. Even though a lot of people think Dragon Ball Z is still gonna be for kids. I don't know, man. They had Piccolo get his arm cut off, Cell Max's arm get cut off, and it was blood and bones showing. And I'm like, are they teasing that the anime's finna go back rated R like it was back in the day? We have to see, man.
For that long, and even then, Cell Max clearly uses more power on Gohan Beast than he did on Piccolo.
That I'm very interested in seeing. I'm very interested in seeing them go back to that. That just shows you how powerful those characters are.
I wouldn't be surprised if a hypothetical completed Cell Max was actually a rival to Gohan Beast, just like Super Perfect Cell was to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan back in the Cell games. And that is just my headcanon, but I do think rationally that would probably make the most sense to me from a writing standpoint, and until Super continues, we'll have to deal with a lot of speculation, so I'm just going to speculate that. Gohan, as I said in this intro to this video, was a 5-year-old that could headbutt harder than Blast, that could nuke stars, because he got angry. I am in no way surprised that after having his ultimate potential unleashed by gods in training for so many years, he would eventually reach his own instinct-like power-up by this point, as he always could reach things Goku and Vegeta couldn't with far less time and effort. Going from a power level of no more than 14,000 in Daizenshu 7 against Goldo on Namek to literally punching a guy with a power level of 1 million in the face and comboing him like it's Dragon Ball Fighters after getting mad.
He did do that to Frieza. And that was so... I remember that episode because I watched it back. I was like, did this little 6-year-old, 7-year-old boy just combo a guy that can just destroy worlds with just a finger? He's like, and even Frieza's even shocked about that. He's like, what the hell?
Just one time. And then even scrapping with that same guy after he transformed 2 more times shortly after. Or even getting such a crazy amp as a Super Saiyan 2 9-year-old that even with 7 years of insanely intense training, Goku and Vegeta are still hyping up just how strong this kid actually was back then. 7 years later, and they're still talking about how he was that guy, and talking about if he gets angry, nobody can beat him. He simply just did it again in this movie. And we all...
Yeah, Vegeta's... And you know what's crazy? This is funny. Vegeta be dick riding Gohan because every time, even he said it in the manga too, and in the anime. He's like, yeah, well, if Gohan would have trained, he would surpass me and Goku. Vegeta even admits this. Vegeta says this now, not Goku. Vegeta says Gohan has the potential to surpass me and Goku. And then he said that fool just stopped training. That's all that was. If he were to keep training, he'd be unstoppable.
Forgot that Gohan really was like that, just like Toriyama said that he is. The conclusion, even after training with angels and learning an Ultra Instinct form and becoming the strongest in the universe to the point Goku surpasses a guy that required a Super Saiyan Blue level fusion just an arc ago to defeat and could beat down Jiren, Gohan surpasses them all by a massive portion. Remember that Goku tired out Jiren in just MUI, or Master Ultra Instinct, and surpassed Broly from the Broly movie even before he learned true Ultra Instinct that could bully that form in all of the Granola Arc promotional material, where he is stated to be the strongest in the universe, alongside Vegeta. That Broly he surpassed in Granola would be stronger than the Broly movie version 2, which may have already been stronger than Beerus, albeit I doubt they'll go with that in the final. In the anime version, though, Broly would be stronger than Beerus, or at least Goku would be, as in the anime, Goku in MUI surpasses Beerus at the end of the Tournament of Power, in Beerus' own words. I'm not joking, Beerus himself literally internally monologues that in a guide, with Broly rivaling Beerus and Gogeta Blue completely dominating that as well. Meaning, at least using the anime, Gohan Beast might just Terminator Beerus as well as Goku and Vegeta, probably in a 3v1. Yeah, just as the thumbnail suggests, they'd be lucky if Gohan didn't just blink them away after reading a book on how cool bugs are, or something. It's pretty ridiculous. Well, at least, Broly movie anime version, Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, Broly, and etc. Because after the Broly movie, they all get stronger, and the manga would be a little bit different, but blah, 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 blah. Anyway, although I would have liked it if he was more obvious that he trained more. So, one last bit of copium that I think makes the movie make more sense for me, and this is an interview I sort of found more recently from Toriyama, and that interview is that the Gammas in a lot of promotion material are hyped up as being able to compete with Goku and Vegeta. However, Toriyama makes a statement that's kind of interesting, and he says this. He says, "My favorite character is Piccolo because of his quiet stoicism. It's rare to see him talk and run around as much as he does this time around. And this is also probably the first time he's got a proper transformation. Since he doesn't have any hair to stick straight up, I tried making him really buff and stuff instead, but I figured on its own this would make it kind of hard to tell you to transform, so I actually made him orange, although there are probably still times when it's hard to tell the difference between this and his normal form. But this is where it gets interesting." He says, "Maybe I should have made it a bit more over the top, but personally, I'm just happy that he's finally obtained battle power on par with Goku and gang." Meaning that if you really want to get to the very worst of it, he thinks that Orange Piccolo, which folded the Gamma in one hit, would be as strong as Goku and Vegeta. And then you can kind of see how when Orange Piccolo was like holding off Cell Max, but he was struggling really hard and eventually lost, that's what would have happened to Goku and Vegeta if they tried to fight Cell Max one-on-one as well. So instead of the Gammas maybe being equal to Goku and Vegeta, Orange Piccolo being Goku and Vegeta level.
Well, the problem is with this logic that Akira Toriyama said, he doesn't clarify which version of Goku and Vegeta is he stronger in. He doesn't say Ultra Instinct Goku. He doesn't say Super Saiyan Blue. He doesn't say Super Saiyan 3, so we don't actually really know. That is the problem. He didn't be specific with his words.
Might make more sense. And as well as the fact that if there is a Tournament of Power 2, Orange Piccolo being at Goku and Vegeta's like instinct levels with the orange form would make a lot of sense, as this would be like his orange form to even the playing field, and that's sort of what Toriyama was kind of imagining in his head. So the Gammas might actually be blue Goku and Vegeta level, and that's why Gohan was able to kind of fight him in just their ultimate state, and then the orange one would be like the instinct levels. Although, once again, maybe Hito just miscalculated, as he just considered the Moro arc like their maximums, or he couldn't properly gauge it, or current blue Goku and Vegeta are just as strong as Ultra Instinct Goku from the past, or something. Now that would be crazy, but yeah, the facts are the facts. Gohan Beast is the strongest fight we've ever seen in history. Well, maybe disregarding Black Frieza, as that statement was.
Y'all smash and mess up that Black Frieza video. I appreciate that, bro. I love y'all. Join my Discord too if y'all want. You know, we could talk. I talk about a lot of anime in that Discord with my friends.
Was made before Black Frieza actually appeared, unless you think it was a timeline statement in which it would have came after Black Frieza. But speaking of which, who do you guys think would actually win, Gohan Blanco or Black Frieza? Well, I actually have some interesting new information you guys might like on that, but I'll save that for next time. See.
So, thank you, Seth, for all that information for us. My thought on the situation is we really don't know who's the strongest right now, because the power scaling of Dragon Ball is all over the place. And Akira Toriyama is getting very, very old. I don't know what he's doing. It's just not there, man. He's just old. He just naming stuff at this point, and these color swaps gotta stop. He gotta get better with these designs too, man. He has to get real better with these designs, dude. Like really good with these designs. 'Cause these designs are just like they're not there, man. They're not. I want them to be, but they're not. You know, I truly want Akira Toriyama to have designs of the specs up to date. So I have no idea. Let me see. Let me check some stuff. But I ain't gonna say who's the strongest right now, because I don't want to get butt lash, because we don't have enough information to go off right now besides Akira Toriyama statements. So we're gonna leave it there for right now, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure you turn on the notification bell. Make sure y'all drop some comments down below who y'all think is stronger now. Is it Black Frieza or Gohan Beast? And I'll catch you guys next time. Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome back to Blitz Wave YouTube channel. Today y'all might see my stream layout a little bit different, but hey, it's right here. This is my new stream layout. I hope you guys like it and enjoy it. Today we're reacting to the Black Moth Wukong 8-minute gameplay trailer, 4K RTX, which is the graphics card I have in my PC. I have the old, well, not an old version, but it's a decent model. But yeah, let's check this Sun Wukong out. I can't believe I missed this though. Somebody had tweeted me this. I need to start paying more attention to my tweets. Sorry to the people who follow me on Twitter. Appreciate that follows on Twitter, you guys. Oh yeah, that's why Sun Wukong can transform to anything. Insects, bugs. Ooh.